and this is going to be probably the shortest freaking episode you've heard yet. My name's Taves, for those who are just joining these things. I typically host much longer, drawn-out conversations, and usually with somebody else. In this particular instance, I was originally supposed to have somebody else with me, but I was unable to get in contact with the lad, due to the simple fact that there was a mishap in my travel plans. Originally, I was supposed to be up in Vermont to record this particular episode. That was supposed to be originally telling the truth about one Jane O'Meara Sanders and her regime and regiment at Burlington College in Burlington, Vermont. But unfortunately, there were some issues that kept me from getting there today to record the podcast. So I am merely doing this as an update, not an excuse, though it mostly feels like it. Let's see, what's the best way to tell this? Screwy shit happens on a regular basis to me, and it's a matter of like how and when is it going to happen. I don't go out looking for these things; they just kind of tend to happen. So no lie, this story really did happen, and it literally just happened hours ago. Takes about 3.5 hours, 4 hours, depending on who's driving and what kind of traffic there is to get from Massachusetts, or the part of Massachusetts I'm in, to Burlington, Vermont, which is where I record the majority of podcasts, and because that's where most of the good material is, and where a friend of mine is, who's all too willing to help with these things, thank heavens, because otherwise it would sound an awful lot like this and be boring as hell. But that all said, today's little misadventure could easily be categorized as the whole tooth and nothing but the tooth, or the tooth well out, or some such toothy joke from the Stooges' grab bag of fun titles, and various other cartoon titles. But here's what happened is we were in the car, my parents and I, and we were going up to Vermont, and we got to New Hampshire anyway, a little bit before West Lebanon by like a few miles or so, and we had stopped at a McDonald's to get coffee for the parents and double stack cheeseburgers for the parents and the bird and the dog, which is like 3 burgers if everybody were to eat theirs. Well, happens upon happenstance, we were driving on, and all of a sudden, my dad heard a in his mouth, and he's like, oh, some word that I'm not going to repeat because I already said it. And we went, why, what happened? And a stupid question, a dangerous one. Apparently, his incisor tooth, if I'm remembering this correctly, the one, if you hold your teeth in your mouth, the front 2 teeth, the one immediately over to the left of the first 2 front teeth, that tooth, dentists feel free to correct me, but please don't actually, but that tooth is connected to another tooth in his mouth, Dentists, you will know that procedure. I don't know the technical name for it, so I'm going to call it bridge work. And that chipped off. Not chipped off, but broke loose, singled itself out from the attached tooth, whatever you want to call it. And so that prompted us to, well, turn around and come back to Massachusetts. Hence why I am doing this little short diatribe. So, you know, that happened. Now, mind you, there's no good reason for it to happen. There's, no fist fight going on or anything that would have been like, oh, that's cool, or wow, he lost that, how? No, this was, he bit into a burger, and that was that. Again, I don't know how these things happen, but they happen, and, I don't often get to talk about them, but this one was a doozy. And it was kind of a negated circumstance of me coming out and talking about it, because I was originally supposed to, again, have that podcast about Jane Sanders and the regime at Burlington College while she was there. Now, mind you, allegedly things have changed, as per information that you will hear in that eventual podcast, which you'll now be hearing the beginning of next year, even though it will have been recorded at the very ass end of this year, if I can keep that in your head. So, looks like from where I'm sitting and looking at calendars, the 31st of December is when I'm going to be up in Vermont next to record that story. So, that story will be going up after the first of the year. But it will be, should old acquaintances be forgot, hopefully, something like that. It will be the title, tentative working title, if you will. So basically, that's what happened, and that's what we didn't get to get done today. So that means that that podcast will be coming up, as will a holiday one, which I will be doing by myself now. Good luck with that. And I'll be going up this coming week, sometime, TBD when. And a third podcast that I know of right now, maybe a fourth if we're lucky, but a third podcast also recorded New Year's Eve, week after Christmas. Will be talking about, New Year's Eve and related subjects. Running the new year, run out the old, throw out your troubles all in the cold. Something to that effect was lyrics to a song in the 1930s in a Thin Man film. Very vague answer, but it was after the Thin Man. And I believe that was 1936. So, for anybody that hasn't seen that, there's your holiday viewing right there for New Year's Eve after the Thin Man. Go check it out. Also, while you're at it, check out the original Ocean's 11 and possibly the Ocean's 11 the remake. So that you're up to date on the New Year's Eve stuff. And of course, the movie New Year's Eve that's out now. Which was also very good, by the way. I just saw that the other day. And the, selected holiday viewing for the purpose of the upcoming podcast. I will obviously list more during that podcast, but for the purposes of understanding the podcast, go and review not review as in write up, but review as in rewatch. Um, it's a Wonderful Life from 1947. Jimmy Stewart, or James Stewart if you prefer. Um, and because that's going to be some of the podcast right there, talking about the relevance of that today because it is particularly timely given what's happening story-wise. So anyway, that's that. So yeah, to anybody that actually listens to this, watches these videos, my apologies for the unfortunate delay of circumstances, but nothing I could do, so here we are. Beep happens, and we'll go from there. So, that's it for now. I'm bounce to go watch The Help on Blu-ray. And, yes, Emma Stone, wonderful movie. Viola Davis is also on it. Alright, I'm gonna go watch that now, and so I will be back sometime this coming week with a podcast about the holidays, namely Christmas, because that's the one that I celebrate. And then I'll be back after that, recording New Year's Eve, and shortly thereafter in the new year, a couple of podcasts about Jane Sanders and her administration at the college, and a handful of other miscellaneous holiday-related things for the second one. So, with that, thanks for listening, and you'll hear from me next week.